Voice your vote, and we're less than a year out from the 2026 midterm elections. Next year, all seats in the House will be up for election nationwide. And this morning, we're speaking with Matt Strickler, who has announced his campaign for Virginia's 2nd congressional district. He's a lifelong Virginian, has served in a variety of roles, including at NOAA, the Department of the Interior, and as a legislative aide to then State Senator Ralph Northam, and then also some other roles, just to name a few. So thank you for joining us here this morning. Off the bat, Matt, why are you running? What has drawn you to the spot to put your name into the race?
Yeah, well, Eugene, it's good to be here this morning. Thank you for having me bright and early here on 13 News. For me, as you mentioned, I'm a lifelong Virginian, somebody who has had a career in public service. I grew up out in the western part of the state in Rockbridge County and Lexington area, but my family is from Virginia Beach. I spent all my summers down here in this area and over on the Eastern Shore where my grandparents lived, and which is the place where my wife and I now call home. So deep roots in Hampton Roads and on the shore, and have a pretty significant background in service to the Commonwealth and to the United States, as you mentioned. Spent time working in the General Assembly for then State Senator Ralph Northam, and then also worked for him as part of his cabinet as the Secretary of Natural Resources and Historic Resources and the Chief Resilience Officer, where we were able to accomplish a lot of good for the people of Virginia. We had record investments in Chesapeake Bay restoration. We put in place our first coastal resilience master plan and created the flood protection fund that is helping do things like elevate Battlefield Boulevard down in Chesapeake, install stormwater pumps in Virginia Beach, and do living shorelines and other resilience projects in Norfolk. And elsewhere. So, have a lot of experience in government, certainly am of and care about the Commonwealth a lot. I'm running because I'm really frustrated by what we're seeing out of Washington, D.C. right now. I don't think that we have people in the White House and in Congress who are representing the best interests of the people of the 2nd District, and I think that really needs to change.
What will be your priorities if elected?
Yeah, I think the first thing we need to do is stop the chaos. For me, looking at things like these arbitrary tariffs that are really hurting our trade relationships, hurting our relationships with our allies around the globe, driving up costs for families in Hampton Roads and around the country. Dealing with affordability, dealing with fairness in our economy, I think is really important. Everything from healthcare to food, to housing, sending your kids to college. It's just getting more and more expensive, and at the same time, you see what the bill that passed over the summer, which gives $1 trillion in tax breaks to billionaires. At the same time, we're taking away health care and food benefits for working families.
Speaking of voting today, a big vote expected within the House when it comes to this appropriation spending bill to end this government shutdown. Health care was a big part of the stalemate there. How would you vote?
Yeah, so let me just tell you a little bit about how I see this. First of all, this whole episode makes me cringe as an American, and I think is really unfortunate for our country. The Republican Party controls the White House, it controls the House of Representatives, it controls the Senate. It is up to them to put a bill on the table that can get the votes to pass, and they have failed all year to do that. They have continued to fail for 40 days during the longest government shutdown in our country's history. I think it's wrong. I think we're in a situation where you're seeing, again, people looking down the barrel of having their health care benefits taken away, food benefits, people not getting paychecks, and essential government services taken away. And that's just wrong, and it's unnecessary. At the same time, the bill that has been put on the table and the deal that Senate Democrats took isn't good enough. We are in a situation where people are really struggling out there, and I think they want folks who are going to stand up and fight and be leaders, and and really speak truth to power, no matter who is in the White House. And that's something that I am committed to do, and a big part of the reason why I'm running.
So just from hearing from you, just real quick, yes or no, would you say yes to what you know about the bill, or no?
Yeah, I'm a no vote on this bill. I think in normal times, I'm somebody who doesn't love the idea of shutting down the government, but anybody who says these are normal times is kidding themselves.
Okay, and so with your experience, you talked about being under Northam both as a state senator and also when he was a governor. You worked under the Biden administration. But obviously, when you're elected by the people here, it's about the issues here, too. How would you balance being in D.C. and then also making sure we're getting the issues addressed here within our local community?
Yeah, I think that's a great question, and honestly, probably the most important question. I think, from my perspective, as somebody who has always been, a little bit behind the scenes and trying to help decision makers make smart decisions based on, sound evidence and science. I think listening is the most important skill for any representative, and that's what I'm committed to do. I think politicians talk too much, don't listen quite enough, and I'm really committed to spending a lot of time getting around the 2nd District, meeting people where they are in their communities, hearing their concerns and the things that are important to them. And then, take what I've learned from those conversations to Washington, and again, try to make sound policy based on that.
All right, well, Matt, thank you so much for joining us, and best of luck to you within that race. You are one of a handful of people who are vying for this seat. It's already a packed ticket for next year. According to the Federal Elections Commission, 7 people are running for the Democratic nomination, including Strickler. Republican Jen Kiggins, who currently holds the seat for District 2, is planning for re-election.